How's it going, everybody? It is Wednesday and it is 3 o'clock, and I've just spent a little while on this fella before I came online. Just give me 1 second, and make sure everything's loaded up here. And what I did was I've been working on the texture a lot, and what I wanted to do is it was quite harsh, so I wanted to melt it back. Literally, I wanted to melt it back into itself. So I've been using a bit of a chip brush and some lighter fluid. I don't like using a lot of this. A lot of people think that lighter fluid and a chip brush or a brush will make things smooth. It will not. It will not make things smooth. But so if you think you want to make something really smooth in Shavant, lighter fluid isn't really the thing that's going to help you. It can help you a bit, but it's not the thing that's going to make it smooth. Working it, tooling it, will make it smooth. The other thing that will make it smooth is actually talcum powder, and the other thing that it will make it smooth again. This was made for the automotive factory, the automotive industry, and water. But there's no point in actually trying to smooth something out if the form isn't good to begin with. So that's what I've been trying to do. So I'll just down the light a bit, not bleaching everything out. Hi Claire. I'll just twist that around so you can see less of me and more of it. So on this side here you can see there's a lot of texture on it, and this got a little bit melted out. I'm going to put that back in, and I'm going to start off from there. So I hope everybody's well today. Just going to get this here, you can see that I went a little bit too harsh on not just the brush but the chemical itself. Lads, it is a chemical, and if you look at the back, I'll just close it over, look at the side, you can see that there. Every product that you will buy out there has an MSDS sheet, Material Safety Data Sheet, and that sheet will indicate whether something is harmful or not, or whatever. And it'll also tell you what you need, the precautions you need to be able to put in place, or what you need to wear, and if you're using these products. Now I'm not using a lot of this, but you can actually see there that it'll affect your lungs. It's highly flammable, and it's an irritant. So I don't want to be using a lot of this. I've said that before. What I would prefer to do is get work in with the tool, get the work done with sponges, and sometimes I might not even use it at all, but I've been using it just to tone stuff back a bit. You have to be fully aware that it is going to melt the clay. That's all it does, is melts the clay. So a lot of people, I always see them, and they say, oh, I'm asking the question, how are you going to smooth that out? Oh, I'm going to use light fluid. That's not going to do it. It'll help a little bit, but not much. Working it will get it smooth. So how is everybody? Saoirse Whelan, how are you? Anne-Marie Eaton, what's the story? I think I saw Paul there as well. So say hello, lads. Have a chat if you want, or not. I, just so everybody knows, I am going to be taking, we're nearly finishing college soon. We're in the last throes of it, and I will be stopping the lives for a wee while. I'm not finished with them. I have to say I've enjoyed doing them, but what I am going to do is take a little break, and I am going to come up with a few ideas that is different than just you looking at me watching Beckett. So I'll be finishing up the lives next week, going a little bit of a break, and then when I come back I'll be all revitalised and ready to rock and roll, and I'll have time to actually spend sorting out some ideas. So stay tuned to that. I'll be posting all of that up on the what do you call it, social media and stuff like that when I'm going to post some more tutorials or do. I was actually thinking some workshops because unfortunately I was hoping this wouldn't happen, but it has happened that I cannot go ahead with my if there's anybody out there who's going to attend Grace and Mon, SkillNet Ireland will be in contact with you. I can't go ahead with the hyper-realistic sculpting course I was going to do this summer. I did one last year. If you're interested or want to see what that looks like, have a look at the website or have a look at YouTube. It's up on all the social medias as well. I was going to do another one, a 12-day one this year, but unfortunately I can't. There's all sorts of negotiations of what we could do social distancing or how we could actually do things. And unfortunately, what it comes down to, believe it or not, is that Grace and Mon have been told by the head ups, the tops, that they cannot do anything like the workshops that I was going to be doing, physical workshops. And they don't actually have insurance. So a lot of stuff that I would do, would I say it's dangerous? It can be if you don't do it in the like there's chemicals here that we're using. If you don't use them in the right manner, they can be dangerous. Now, most of the chemicals that I would use on a course like that, apart from lighter fluid, are I wouldn't say non-toxic, but can be used on skin. Can be used without a mask. So they're very user friendly. But if you don't have insurance, you don't have insurance. So unfortunately that won't be going ahead this year, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of a break after these lives, and I'm going to design hopefully design a workshop, have it in my head, that we could do online. But unfortunately, if you are tuning in and you are supposed to come down to do the workshop, it has been cancelled. And believe you me, I was trying to wingle and wangle how I could possibly do it, and it comes down to Grace and Mon. Basically, there are people above them are saying we can't. So unfortunately we can't, and if anybody has put a deposit down, get in contact with Grace and Mon and they will give you your money back. And what I will do is I'm going to try and come up with something online, and you will be first in line for that. So unfortunately, that was a sad day yesterday, lads, but there you go. So what I'm doing here is I went in all over, because I know I have a tendency of doing that. The lines are a little bit harsh, little bit. So what I did was I went in with a brush, that's a chip brush, and that chip brush had a little bit of lighter fluid on it, not that much. What I do with the lighter fluid is, you can see it here, I keep hummus tubs. I don't get rid of them. Like, they're fantastic for making molds, they're fantastic for storing talc, chemicals, whatever, the eyeballs, anything you want to clean, hummus tubs. So what I always do is put my lighter fluid in one of these, and it is PTFE, so it's food grade, and it won't melt. Another good thing with these is that you can put acetone in them, and these ones won't melt. Whereas cups, like say, what do you call it, a coffee cup, put acetone in that and it doesn't melt the cup, it melts the glue that's keeping the cup together. So that's not a great thing together. I'm just going to flip this around a little bit. It's not a great thing to be able to have acetone flowing all around the place. So these hummus tubs, I keep them all. Now that there, when I can still smell a little bit, this lighter fluid, like any chemical at all, it doesn't evaporate, it flashes. It's very important that we know that it flashes. So therefore, if you don't understand what flash is, you understand what water evaporating. This is the same with the lighter fluid. But in a chemical sense, it flashes. So it's still in the atmosphere, and if there is enough of it build up, like for acetone, for instance, it settles near the ground. If there's an ignition point, it'll travel along the ground. This floats, and it will ignite if there's enough of it in the air. So what I do is I keep the lid, and I put the lid on top and close it off, and that holds it enough so I can work away and it's not flashing off all the time. There is another thing that I have downstairs, I should probably bring it up. It's actually for chloroform, and it has a little pump in it, and it has a little bit dispenser, and it's got a well on the top. You pump it down, and that little well fills up with whatever chemicals on the inside. That I would have used that for architectural model making, and you're making spaceships and stuff like that. When attaching plastic to plastic, so that's another handy one. You can get that from a brilliant place. If you don't know about this place, as I speak, I'm just sort of getting rid of lines and putting lines back in. There's a fantastic place, EMA Architectural Supplies, and they're model making heaven. So look them up and you will get those chloroform dispensers from them. Not expensive, but about €10. And don't get too big a one, because that means you have to fill it up with chemical. And there's loads of airspace in it for flashing off. So get a smallish one. Fits in the kit as well. Oh, they have all sorts of stuff there as well. So again, if you're tuning in, unfortunately, I've had to cancel because of Corona. I've had to cancel the hyper-realistic silicone bus course I was going to do this summer, and it's all down to insurance. That's what it's going to come down to, lads. We're not going to be able to do stuff because we can't get insured to do it. But I would rather it be cancelled than trying to do things that are not fully above board. I'm not into that. So again, as I said, low day yesterday when that was figured out. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm just working on the details really, and with a lot of this stuff, especially with the lighter fluid, you get rid of it. Still a little bit there. I had to soften it down a lot, but I'm just getting those lines back in, and I'll work with the sponge to do that as well. Just soften them a bit. So my intention is, I can't go ahead with a physical workshop, so I'm going to take a break from Feck with Beckett for a wee while. I'm going to be finishing college next week, so I'm going to spend a bit of time devising an online workshops that we could all do together. I think that'd be pretty cool. How is everybody anyway? Now with lines and wrinkles, what you try and do is you need a shaky hand, because with skin, very rarely, if I look at my skin now, I do not see one straight line. So when you're putting these lines in, you have a little bit of a shake on it. And guys, some people are still posting about Sculpt the Skull, which is brilliant, and some people are finishing them off. So if you did do Sculpt the Skull, let me have a look. Don't be shy. Now you can see in here it's quite harsh in here. I have to go. I'll do another patch again. But what I wanted to do is tone that back, and that's why I was using the lighter fluid. Not just tone it back, but also to tone it back, but fill these holes at the same time. Now those holes, they are going to be pores, and when you're going over with a brush, it will fill it, but it won't fill it too much, so it'll actually still look like a pore. that's a pity about your course, but it'll happen again. You're damn bloody right, it'll happen again. It's going to happen some way or other. I have to say that those courses is something that I've very much looked forward to during the summer doing, and I've had to cancel the one that I was going to do at Easter, and now I've had to cancel the one during summer. But yeah, you're damn bloody right, they will be back in some way or form. So I'm trying to get these wrinkles, actually they're not wrinkles, what it is skin texture and pore texture around the nose. Yeah, you can all see. Hi Caitlin, and Aidan, how are you? Kim, how's it going? It's nice to see you on here. So don't forget with this stuff, lads, direction and a pattern. You can't just go any random way. There is a pattern with skin, so get that pattern in. And similarly to when I'm doing hair punching, I will put in a outline of the pattern, and so therefore I have a map, and I can start filling that map in. Whereas if you now there is a point where you're up and down, up and down. When I was sculpting it at the beginning, I was constantly looking at the reference. Whereas the more I work with this, and the more information that I put on it, I know where one bit is going. I know it's already in my head. Hi Caitlin. Yeah, no, all's good. We're finishing off with 4th years at the minute. Extern is in, which is I don't know, worrisome time, but it's a time that you want to have you done everything right, and you want to make sure everything is right. It's very important. So Caitlin, are you still doing your stained glass? These are going to move from sort of these ridges of lines are going across, and they're going to morph and feed into these big pores over here. And you can see how big I'm going with that. With that there, I am going to go over it again with a brush and some light fluid, and that will tone down the ridge that I've created, but it will also fill the hole just a little bit, and it'll leave that pory indent. Where's the good weather gone, lads? Is that raining out there? Oh, it's lashing. I suppose we can't have good weather all the time. We need Feck and rain. Well, I know I've just planted a what I call it, a garden. Planted seeds, and it needs rain. Plus, yeah, we have a hose pipe ban, so we definitely need rain. I think 2020 has it in for us. Corona, and then it sort of brings us into or lulls us into a false sense of security with this beautiful, stunning weather, and then you get a hose ban. So you finished the stained glass. Send us a photograph. I'd love to see it. It's something I've always wanted to do. Never did. So Aidan, is your foundations or your slab in? Because I think that's what you were doing the last time. Now, with using the sponge as much as I am, I will probably, and you can see bit, there's bally bits in there. So those bally bits you can easily get rid of two ways. One, a little bit of lighter fluid and a soft brush. The other one would be a little bit of talc and a soft brush, or even a chip brush. But I don't want to go in with the talc at the minute. Sometimes I don't even bother going in with talc. That will get rid of the little balls. So as I said, lads, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I'm not too sure what next week is like, because we're finishing off 4th years, but I think I will be here. I think I'm going to finish up Feck with Beckett, but not permanently. I need a bit of time for an actual bit of a break, and I counted the other day. This is my 23rd one of these that I have done. The building is complete. The internals need to be done. We have the gravel path down the side of the house and all finished. My garden back and cool. That's a bucket load of work. Bucket load of work. So yeah, I'm going to finish up doing lives on Beckett. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and what I'm having in my head is Saturday week. I'm going to finish that up. So and as I said, this is my 23rd one of these since I started. Unfortunately, I don't have them all recorded, sure, I didn't think of that crack. I only started it and didn't think too much about it. But anyway, I'm going to finish the Feck with Beckett on Saturday week, but I'm going to take a little bit of a break. While I'm on break, while I'm on a break, I'm going to do some workshops. So it'll be more like Sculpt a Skull. So we'll actually do things together instead of you just falling asleep looking at me do this. Plus, I wouldn't mind actually just lashing into this fella and getting them done. That's not a small amount of streams. No, I had to. Well, I didn't have to. I was asked to do a sort of a video for IADT, and I didn't have all the streams. But even at that, I put them all up on the screen. What I had, it filled the whole bloody screen. Yeah, I've done a fair amount of them all right. So I will be taking a bit of a break from it, and not to give up, but to actually devise something new, so we can do all together again. Plus, I will not be fucking doing it on YouTube. Mother of God. What I need is 2 more phones. My wife keeps laughing at me because I have 2 phones here, one here, and one over there. Whereas I need 2 other phones there, so I can look this way and you can see this way, and I can then see what you're saying. Let me see. Generally, you're checking in, but you're supposed to be working. So taking a sneaky listen. It's looking great. Love the mouth. Thank you. Well, I'll be finishing up on Beckett Feck with Beckett next, not this Saturday, the Saturday week. So make sure you get as much in as you want between now and then. But I will be back. I'm just taking a bit of a break. Whereas, what was it? Taking a Kit Kat. So then there's pores and then there's lines that are the actual texture of the skin. So have a look at them as to what the direction is. Don't be willy-nilly putting in stuff because it won't look right. And when you're putting in those skin texture lines, not pores, lines, little X's. Again, if you get too many of those balls of clay, you are going to get them because this is creating loads of them. You can hit it with a bit of lighter fluid or some talc, but talc, I prefer use talc near the end. And the great thing about talc, I don't think many people know this, is that talc is a release agent in itself. And what I love to do is I love Mac Wax. Mac Wax is a brilliant all-round release agent, fantastic. But what I like to do is I will give this a brush of talc and then spray it with I'll spray this with Mac Wax and then give it a brush of talc. And the reason why I do that, because you have a release agent on it, and the talc, what it does is goes on to the release agent. And if anybody knows anything about release agents, or like imagine water going on to oil, it separates completely. So that's not what I want to happen. And if I put silicone or even resin onto Mac Wax, it'll want to separate off it. So there's a natural reaction. To help stop that reaction, what you do is you Mac Wax, talc it. Now, instead of it being a shiny, runny surface, it's not. It is a matte surface that the silicone or the resin will stick to, so it doesn't run off. Handy trick that. Plus, it's a double release agent as well, which is nice. I've smoothed out all in around here on this eye, and that probably, I'm just going to bung up the light here a bit, just a little bit, so I can see in the socket. The socket is that huge that it casts its own shadow. So I've cleaned that up with brush and a bit of lighter fluid, and pretty much it's taken off all the skin texture, but I will put it back. So any questions, lads, or comments? Now, it's even at this stage, I will see something that, and I'm going, that's not right. Change it. There's no hard and fast rules saying that, well, depending on, like, I don't have a time frame for this, so I don't have to have it finished. Whereas if I was in work and somebody shouting down my neck saying you need to have that finished in 2 weeks, that's a different ballgame. Whereas I can take my time on this. But I do want to get him finished, so I'm not going to be labouring or doing stupid things, so he doesn't need to actually be bloody finished. Shona, how's it going? Janie, you still there? What if you are, what are you working on? What are you doing? Or is that top secret? Can't tell me things like that. Right. And you muck around with these things, it goes all over the place. Is it Jack's birthday today? I will absolutely happy birthday to Jack. I don't know if he's watching, but absolutely happy birthday to Jack. Mother of God. What age is Jack? Do we know what age he is? There's some tutorial videos for Quinn. Oh, cool. Yeah, what age is he? So we can really humiliate him. How are you, Claire? You recovered after your submission? Claire submitted her work there, lads, for assessment, 4th year assessment. Oh, he's reaching right now! Ah, happy birthday, Jack! Mother of God! I use on the Raz. Is that what's happening after handing all your stuff in? Of course, socially distanced. Of course. Now with that brush, it is harsh. It's very harsh, and after a while, it's gotten rid of a bit. I might use this off the brush. After a while, it gets clogged, so you need to keep it cleaned out. You cleared out of the studio in college. Really? Wow. Yeah, I have to go back up there and I have to get some of my stuff out as well. Cool. So, lads, just to reiterate, if you just came in, actually I'll point over here and clean this up a bit. I'm working on Beckett, Samuel Beckett, and I'm just working on skin texture at the minute. I've pretty much done the form. Well, apart from the top of his head. The only reason that's not done is because I'm too bloody small. And what I'm working on now is the skin texture. How's it going, Catherine? What's the story? So for people who've just tuned in and maybe they are doing the had signed up to do the Silicon Bus course this summer, unfortunately it had to be cancelled. I'm not happy with that. I'm actually very disappointed with that. I was greatly looking forward to doing that. I was at meetings yesterday about it, and unfortunately, people who are way higher than me, the funding bodies, have been told that there is to be no training like the type of training that I do, and one of the reasons, there's a massive dent in there. One of the reasons is that I can't go ahead is no insurance. They won't insure it. So if there is anybody listening and they were going to be doing it, I don't know if they've sent out a message yet or not. They said they would be, but to get in contact with them and they will refund your money back. You're making masks for friends, cool. It is crap, absolutely crap. You sort of don't think, you know, I'm in sort of in the middle of, you know, doing this, working in college, and you sort of get used to it, and it's weird you getting used to it, but that you don't think of the sort of things in the future or the impact. And I basically was saying to them, I need to order stuff now, or we will not get it for this course, and that's not what they were worried about. You don't think about the bigger ramifications of COVID-19. I am blocking. I knew it would be. No. Stephen, what's the story? So again, if there is anybody on watching, like, it's absolutely, you get your money back, and that the course had to be cancelled because of COVID-19, and but I am not done yet. I will be taking a break from Feck with Beckett. I am taking a little bit of a break, but the break I'm taking is I want to actually spend some time. If I can't do a course in reality, I want to figure out how I will do one digitally or online. So I'm going to spend a bit of time doing that, and as I said, this is my 23rd one of these. We were in IUDT yesterday. Yeah, I have to go back, but like between actually flipping working for the place, I haven't had time. Plus I lead a letter from the cops and a letter from IUDT, so I need to organise all of that. Now in here is a problem because I can't get my sponge in there, but that's not a problem. So what we do in those cases, we would use a brush, and the brush I would put a little bit of light fluid on. Now it's just one of them here, and just see a few bits that would be nice to fill up a bit. Yeah. A bit more. Jessica Cheekley, what's the story? Am I going to do videos of my painting? I presume you mean painting this fella, yeah? Once I've cast Beckett. Yeah, Yeah, sure, why not? Now it would have to be time lapse. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I haven't thought about it yet. I'll wait till he's finished. Like the deal now is that well, not the deal, but the fact that I have this all set up. It's very easy for me to do that sort of stuff now. Only issue that I have with this fella, and I have to solve that one, is where I'm going to actually mould him, because I could do it here. Oh my god, that would be a right pain to do that here, and I prefer not do it here. Just put a bit in here. But, now, if I don't do it here, there's a few places I could do it, and there's one place in particular that if I could do it there, I would actually do this mould in fiberglass and not in jesmonite like I was talking about. So that there would be a good thing because you'd have a light mould. But yeah, I'll record the process. Then you can all tell me if I'm wrong or not. A little bit of an Etsy shape on there. Jessica, what's the story with you? Are you back in work or back in the foundry, or what's the story? I know some people are back at work. Or do you even work in the foundry? I thought you did work in the foundry. Or maybe you finished there. Oh, you're back. Cool, cool. So back to normal, so, or normal-ish. So while I'm here, I'm going to work on this eye a little bit. There's in here something funny going on in here, and then that will feed into here, which will feed into here, and that will be all textured up soon enough. Funny lumps here. Not fully there yet. Plus that needs to go higher. And that might mean that the next bit down goes a little bit higher. I think it does. Check it. So, Jessica, can you actually say what you're working on? Because the last time I was looking at you, you were working on this absolutely humongous horse to be made in bronze. What are you doing now? Three horses. Mother of God. Are these full-size horses? Wow. And you're the waxes for it. Man. Right, there's big. Like, this is big. But Christ almighty. Full-size bleeding horse. It's ridiculous. There's I don't know if anybody, I might come up in time now. If people know, I'm a massive fan Maybe people out there aren't. But Feck it, it's my show. The Artemis Fowl, Artemis Fowl is coming out this week, and I think it's on Disney. Unfortunately, I don't have Disney, but I would absolutely love to see that thing. I've read all the books, reading one at the minute. So if you've got Disney, have a look. Should be good. It better be good. I hate when you read a book and then they do a film and it's crap. It needs a little bit more play. Rich people love horses. Yeah, you'd want to be rich. That's one hell of a lot of bronze. I presume it is bronze. We'll not ask you any more questions because you might get in trouble with the rich people. Like you're talking moles. They're serious moles. This always felt like there was a little bit of it went in too much. It wasn't puffy enough. Now that I'm looking at it and I'm in there more, just build it up a little bit. Yeah, can't wait for Artemis Fowl. Mother of God, like. And I remember, you might not believe this, but we were working on a gig called King Arthur years ago, and I made all the stunt weapons for King Arthur, and we were out, and I was talking to special effects guys, and I was just saying, doing the usual, what are you doing next, blah 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 blah, and they said that they were going on to Artemis Fowl. This is years ago, and it didn't happen. And then a couple of weeks later, I'm listening to Jerry Ryan, God rest him, and Owen Colfer was on the show, and they were talking about Artemis Fowl and actually making it into film. And I was this close to talking to him. I rang up, and I could hear him on the other end, but I wasn't put through, unfortunately. But yeah, can't wait for Artemis Fowl. Holy moly. A week to 2 weeks to mould the fecker, and 2 to 3 weeks to 2 to 3 people. Aidan, there's loads of stuff I've done that people don't know about. And when a lot of that stuff is that you don't get a credit for, it's the armour who gets the credit. So my name wouldn't be on it and on that. There was one stage there I did bucket loads of weapons, rubbers. They were horrible jobs, mother of God. Yeah, so that's nice there. It's getting that puffy back up. It was going in a bit, and that comes across to there. It was going in too far. Excellent, yeah. So, hi Mare, you got me. So Jessica, what are you making of your own? Are you making anything of your own? trust in this stuff. You really can. And now that I'm happier with that, I can go back down here and then build up into that. You became a couch potato, well, that's alright. There's nothing wrong with that. You started loads and finished nothing. Listen, look, started this, not finished yet. It's a bit ridiculous when you get into this stage. You're looking at lines, individual lines, and you're trying to replicate that smaller detail. Now I'm going to go over to slightly less harsh of a sponge so I don't annihilate what I've just been doing. Aidan is the course up the north, still going ahead. Actually, I might actually be able to do that. Hi Ashley. So just to reiterate, lads, for people who tune in regularly, I will be stopping Feck with Beckett Saturday week, and I'm going to take a little bit of a break. As I said, this is my 23rd one, but I'm not finishing. I'm going to come up with something else. I think everybody is sick to death of looking at Beckett, so what I would like to do is interact with ye, so I'm going to come up with some more courses, and stay tuned. I'd send him a message just in case, but I have to say, I would love to go up. I had a great crack last time, and he's a lovely, lovely guy. And his wife is with him as well. She's lovely too. Flipping glasses. I need to get bifocals. Karen, how are you doing? No, you're not the only one starting stuff, Jane, and not finishing stuff, but like, I think that's okay. I think everybody's allowed that. What's your God, like? But I do want to finish this film. Yeah, like I have sculpted big stuff, really flipping big stuff, but I would never, ever go into this detail. Plus, when I'm sculpting that stuff, I'm actually on a job, and I have the time to invest in it. Whereas this, really, I'm only doing it when whenever I'm in front of online. So it's an hour for the last wee while. Sorry, an hour for the last wee while. Actually, 23 hours. That's what it is. Mike is getting his new bifocals tomorrow. Oh, I love them. Yeah, these glasses are. I think my eyes has got worse in this lockdown as well. We'll have to get them checked out. So you can see all of those lines in there now. Getting there. That needs a little bit of a brushing. Possibly a little bit of talc, and that's nearly finished. All around here is nearly finished actually. What I might do as well, there's a nice trick, and hopefully I'll get to that next week. And that would be putting a plastic bag on it and working on the plastic bag to get different textures. The best plastic bag that you, it's like scoring lines into it and even drawing on lines onto it, but through the plastic bags. When you do that, you don't get a burr. A burr is when you cut into something and you get little ridges up on the edges, so you have that furrow down, and then you have these little edges that you don't want. Whereas if you use a little bit of a plastic bag, that will give you what you want, but not the burr. And the best plastic bag is the bag that you get your vegetables in. I'm going to need to move. This is getting finished. Now, the more I look around, the more I see like in there, in depth. It's very difficult to get pores in depth. How's it going? What bag did I say? You know when you go to I can't show it to you now because it's in the depths of boxes. But if you, do I have some? I don't think so. If you go to the vegetable aisle in Lidl or Aldi or wherever, and the bag, the one that you put your carrots into and the carrots end up on the ground, that really thin stuff, that's the best. So we're coming into our last minute and a half, lads. Again, as I said, I've done 23 of these so far. I have another 3 in me with Feck and Beckett, and I'm going to devise up some new stuff. And I will be back, but I am not gone by any means. I have to say I've enjoyed doing this, but I do think time for something new. And I hope people have enjoyed sort of tuning in every now and again and watching me push clay around the place. And as I say, not every week, every Wednesday and every Saturday, I am extremely grateful for people turning in or tuning in. And this would be, well, it wouldn't be boring. I'd be still scupping away, but it'd be pretty weird talking to the wall all the time. So thank you very much for tuning in, lads. And as I said, Saturday week I'll be finishing off Feck with Beckett. I don't think this fella will be finished. I'm going to. He is going to be. I'm going to finish him. But I will be devising up some new workshops, and I will put all that out online when the time comes. So, slán lads, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I think the rain is going to stay away. It is out here. I'm going straight outside into my garden to walk around for a wee while. So again, thank you very much. Share, like, and comment, lads. So slán Facebook, and don't forget to share it around, lads, and send us a comment or and tell me if you liked it or not. And I will see you next Saturday. And again, YouTube. Don't forget, this side, subscribe and give us a like and give us a comment if you like what I'm doing, and engage, engage, say hello, I'll say hello back, and if you have any questions, just let me know. And as I said, I have a few more of these left in me, and I will be doing some courses that we can actually do stuff together, so stay tuned to that, and I'll see you next Saturday.